Hi students, so thank you for joining the giveaway, and I hope in this SPM intensive writing workshop you are able to learn a few tricks on how to write the perfect SPM or Form 4 leveled essay. So without further ado, let's get started. So today for this particular online tutorial, teacher will be talking about the 2021 SPM book review. As you all have probably guessed, when you look at many exam papers, there are many reviews that are very popular, like book review, movie review, and etc. But in today's video, I purely want to focus on a book review because a book review, it is something a little bit different to write about. So without further ado, I want everyone to look at this book right here. So many times when I see students write their review essay, they tend to choose like a very random book, which is totally fine. This book can be something that you're highly interested in. So in today's video, online tutorial, I'll be teaching you the book review, and today we're going to write something a little bit different. So while everyone is choosing like a simple storybook or maybe like a very random book, today we're choosing a self-help book. Self-help book. So self-help book meaning 这种叫做激励人心的书. After you read this book, you feel very inspired, you feel very motivated. We call these kind of books, we call them the self-help book. So as you can see here, I'm not sure if you have seen this book before, but it is really a very good book. I would give it a 5 out of 5 star, and even as a teacher, I read it myself. So I dare to say that I recommend this book to people, to students from all walks of life. It's really a life-changing book. So we're going to write about a review about this book. This book is called Atomic Habits, Tiny Changes, Remarkable Results. Whenever you pick up a book at a bookstore, or when you choose a book from the online Play Store, it doesn't matter. There are many words you can use actually. Like for example, you can say that, oh, I recommend this book for you because it is the New York Times bestseller, for example. Or maybe you could say, okay, this book is written by James Clear. You can give some information. It is like writing a program, Nilam, when you're younger. And most importantly here, over 3 million copies sold, meaning it is a highly popular book. It is highly sought after. 它非常出名，你们可以参考他们这个书的封面的一些字 and then use the words to write in your essay. However, 不要全部就直接这样抄，你还是要去 filter 过。Don't just copy everything. You still have to do some analysis, do some analyzing before doing any copying. So this one is the book for the Atomic Habits. And today we are writing about a self-help book, which not many students would always tend to write. So this one teacher will teach you how to write a book review on a very interesting topic, which is called self-help, because self-help is a very important topic nowadays. Like teenagers, like teachers, like everyone, you know, people from all walks of life, they want to improve their life prospect. 他们要进步生活的水准，所以这本书它是可以帮忙 add value 的。我们写这篇作文，我们不要只是为了写而写。We make it valuable, we make it extraordinary. We have to analyze everything before we start writing. 那么 as you can see, the topic right here, 老师已经把你们 highlight 起来了。So 如果你们有 join 这个 giveaway 的话呢， if you join the giveaway, I've actually listed out the Google Drive material. If you have a printer at home, I really hope you can print it out. But if you have no printer, you can use your iPad or maybe just write down everything from scratch. Remember, this class, this online tutorial is purely designed for you, so please really appreciate it. So number one, have you read any interesting books lately? Send us your book review. Say what you enjoy about the book. Would you recommend the book to friends? Why? So I know that sometimes you're thinking, but teacher, my English is horrible. My English is like, no, my grammar is horrible. I can't memorize many vocabularies. Sometimes the number one priority is you have to understand what is the question one. 首先第一个，你要明白题目要你写什么。当然这个题目呢，你就要 highlight 起来。它要的是 interesting books. When it comes to talking about anything, you must give the product name. 你要给那个名字 the name of this particular review, or maybe the author. Like for example, if I were to recommend you a very good mobile phone, I would recommend you iPhone SE, and the inventor of iPhone SE is Steve Jobs. You have to know some context about it. So the book name and author, later we'll write it down. And what's the next question? Did you enjoy the book? Yes, I did. When it comes to enjoying books like these, you can talk about the wow factor. Like, you know, what really amazes you? Like, wow, this book is 1, 2, 3. This iPhone is 1, 2, 3. This product is 1, 2, 3. You must give some wow factor. Like even when you write it, you're like, wow, I would buy this book, something like that. And the final one is, would you recommend it? And the reasons why. So Would you recommend it? Like I mentioned just now, you could say, I will give it a 5-star, I will give it a 3-star, or maybe some sort. So these are the 3 things we have to write in our review later. Let's not focus on the vocabulary first, but still I will teach you some vocabulary. But in the meantime, we focus on the content first. So we are going to write the first paragraph. The first paragraph is like a simple introduction about the content that they wanted. As you can see here, a book review, Atomic Habits by James Clear. And the first paragraph, I'm just using like a rhetorical question. Are you looking for an amazing book? Or maybe, are you looking for an utterly, meaning very, guys, very practical, yet super interesting read about habits? So I'm using like a rhetorical question asking you, are you looking for any interesting books lately? Well, look no further, meaning stop looking. I have the perfect recommendation for you. Look no further than Atomic Habits by James Clear. So as you can see here, I'm emphasizing on the book, I'm emphasizing on the name, I'm emphasizing on the entire simple book introduction. Who am I? My name is James Clear and I've written a book called Atomic Habits, for example. Very straight and clear cut to the point. Atomic Habits has become the #1 bestseller since it was published back in 2018. As you can probably guess, teacher, the bestseller book, did you got it from the book cover? Well, who knows? Maybe I did. But regardless, it's an amazing book. However, what is the difference between bestseller and best-selling? So everyone, bestseller is actually a noun. 它是一个名词. So at the end of the day, it really comes down to how you want to bring out this sentence. You can either say it is a bestseller, or maybe you can be like, oh, this book, this is a best-selling book. This is a best-selling book. The best-selling here, 它是一个形容词. It is an adjective, everyone. Understood. So you can either write bestseller or best-selling book since it was published back in 2018. But teacher, I don't know when's the year. Never mind. You can just leave it there. The year, if you don't know, it is not necessary. But if you want to put a fake year, it's fine as well sometimes. All right. And moving on, as a student who has endless harmful habits, like maybe you sleep late, or maybe you don't exercise every single day, you are making bad choices when it comes to consuming food. Well, as a student who has endless detrimental or harmful or damaging habits, I had to go to cold turkey. So I had to go cold turkey here, meaning you have to stop a habit. And everyone, please forgive my typo. It's not go turkey. It's I had to go cold turkey. Go cold turkey is when you want to stop a habit. So if you ask me, teacher, how do I construct a sentence using the go cold turkey? 老师问回你，如果今天我要你造句 stop a habit，你会讲造句，你会讲 I want to stop a habit。I want to go cold turkey. So 有时候呢，有些 idiom 有些生字，你如果招不到的话，你就去想它的简单版本，你会怎样去招？这样你招出来啊，你把那个简单版本拿掉，你放回去那个 advanced 版本。Understand, guys? So when you're constructing a sentence, if you feel like, wow, this word is so bombastic, like how do I even construct a sentence? Well, worry no more. You can first construct a simple sentence using the easier word, then only you take off the easier word, you put back the advanced word, and that's settled really. I decided to pick it up, and I must say I haven't been disappointed at all. So the entire thing, as y'all can see here, if you have watched my previous videos, or if you're one of my students, I always say that, you know, when you're writing an essay, you must be very complete. What do I mean by very complete? You have to have linkers. So if you're wondering, the blue colors are all linkers. They are like organization words. They are like cohesive devices. They are like connectors. Linker 呢是连接词, whereas the yellow color is what teacher has invented a few years ago. I called it the elite VIP. Meaning, you do not have to use very bombastic words. You have to use quality suitable words. So VIP stands for vocabulary, idioms, phrases, and proverbs. Understand, guys? So all the yellow color words here, they are the elite VIP. So please, like, you know, really learn from it. After watching this online tutorial, please do your revision. And moving on to the next one. So the first paragraph is a simple introduction. And right now, in the middle paragraph, as I mentioned, you have to be like, wow, you know, wow me right now. Like, why should I buy this book? Just because the bestseller is not good enough. It's like when your friend and your family recommends you, hey, let's go yum cha. And then, okay, you're like, okay, where should we eat? And then you're like, and then they're like, oh, we should go to this place. And then you're like, why? This place looks normal. The coffee is amazing. Nah, I think Starbucks is still better. So if we say things like, oh, the coffee is amazing, you're not being very specific. Amazing isn't enough to wow me. You have to get to the specifics. So everyone, so what is so special about books? A book is not a coffee, it's not a beverage, it's not a food as well. The book is written in easy to read conversational language and structured into short chapters, making it a quick and entertaining read. So I know it's a really like a mouthful. Number one, it is very easy to read, super easy. Even a baby can read the book. Just kidding, but it's trying to imply that it is easy to read. Conversational language, meaning there are many dialogues, meaning like this entire book, it's like a story. You're not really reading a book, you are just listening to a conversation, yet you can learn a lot of stuff. And most importantly, when it comes to finding a good book, it must always be short, because nowadays humans, our attention span is very short. 我们的那个注意力很短啦。有时候你们滑 Instagram, when you go to social media, you're like, you don't want to watch a full video. You prefer to like just watch a IGTV, a TikTok or reel that's only 10 seconds. So same thing, when you're writing a book, when you're writing a book review, what is the wow factor? It has short chapters, making it a quick and entertaining read. So it's very interesting. That's why I recommend this book. The underlying ones are actually the wow factor. And moving on, as an SPM student, because you are Form 5 this year, you must be highly specific. So why do you need to read a self-help book? You are just having SPM this year. You can talk more in depth about it, because today I am an SPM student. I learned that if I want to achieve my goal of attaining a full scholarship, 你要获得奖学金 of attaining a full scholarship, 当然非常无可否认的 it is undeniable that it is irrefutable that I rise above my system. Now you may be wondering, teacher, what is called rise above my system? So I really encourage you guys to read the book, because honestly, for everyone, including teacher, as long as you are human, you want to improve your life, please go and read Atomic Habits. It will really change you. So the secret to living a better life lies within your habits, because your habits are your tomorrow. Your habits are your future, honestly speaking. So I rise above my system. System meaning 你的习惯，你这个人。你的习惯呢要 be above you, like you must have very good habits. So for example, if you want to get straight A's, you can't just like study every single day. But what if you get tired? What if you're exhausted? What if you have projects? What if you're under the weather? If you force yourself to study every single day, that's not the most practical way. So as you can see here, daily habits. So the system, we do some emphasizing. The system here stands for 你每天的习惯, your daily habits. So as a student, instead of only setting very impressive goals like, wow, I want to get straight A, I want to enter Harvard, I want to enter Harvard University. Okay, that's a very impressive goal. I'm so proud of you. But that's not the first step. The first step is, after setting your grandiose goals, I must break them down, making it into smaller pieces. Like, okay, Monday to Sunday, I only study for 1 hour, and then slowly, once I warm up, I study 2 hours, something like that. You have to make it smaller. You have to break them down into achievable tasks that can be achieved daily. Because why? Your daily habits are everything. So your daily habits, we use another word called systems. 就习惯嘛，习惯在英文叫 habit。它这本书有用另外一个代替品，你的 system 很重要。我们的一个人，我们像机器一样，我们必须要有 system 来 work。那么身为一个人，你如果要生活前进，请问你有什么好习惯？ Your system, your habit is very crucial. Understand, guys? And moving on, so for this part, we are only talking about one very major point, because there are so many wow factors of the book. However, we just focus purely on one. Via this solution, via breaking down your habits, via this approach, I get to work on my goals consistently without fail. Meaning you're able to be very persistent, very determined, and without giving up. There is a profusion of practical tips. However, the one aforementioned gave the most lasting impression. So at the very end, at first, 我们先介绍, we introduce like, what are the simple wow factors, short summaries, very easy to read. And then secondly, we delve right in. We become more in-depth with our what? We become more in-depth with our book. Like, what did it taught me as an SPM student? It taught me to, rise above my system. And most importantly, you must give some example. 你要给一些 real life example. 打个比方 like 我是一个 SPM 学生 I have a goal to get a full scholarship. I give my real life example, like how can I relate myself to this book, not just writing down all the books inside there. So number one, you give like a short introduction again about the wow factor. Secondly, you go even deeper, talk about how it related to yourself, how you related yourself to the book. And the last one, we give like a final wow factor. There are many. There is a variety of practical tips. However, the one aforementioned, the one I mentioned above, you must rise above your system. 让你留下最深刻的印象，因为你是 SPM 学生 it gave you the most the most long-lasting impression of all time. So this is the entire wow factor. Understand, guys? So I hope you understand this part. We're being very meaningful here because we are, all of us, we are an SPM student. So we have to, improve our lives, and we can write this book review to relate it to our lives. And the final one, don't forget your final part where you have to give some recommendations. So as you can see here, there's a linker here called overall. It's like 大体上. Overall, in conclusion, I recommend Atomic Habits to who? Would I recommend it? Yes, I would recommend it to everyone because it blends in some practical tips, meaning very useful tips. At the same time, they have many, many short stories. The word here called fables. Fables are like short stories. Like for example, if you were born from a Chinese background family, we always hear about, 乌龟跟兔子的赛跑故事, something like that. Like all the, the turtle and the rabbit competition, like what does it teach us? We must be consistent and stuff like that. There are many fables like these, which like really let you learn something. So I devoured here, meaning I read very fast. I devoured the book within days, and it is a total gem. So when you're talking about all these kind of things, you're giving recommendation, you must know some recommendation phrases like, oh, this is like a total game changer. This is a total gem. One of the biggest takeaways meaning one of the biggest like conclusions and what did you really learn from this book. One of the biggest takeaways I have of this book is this one is actually a quote given by the author. So it was the perfect way to end my entire review essay. Success is a product of daily habits not once in a lifetime transformation. Just to give you guys a context, this one we called it a hyphen. And why do we use hyphen, everyone? Hyphen, right? The main purpose of hyphen is to emphasize the behind part. You want to emphasize the behind part, which is not once in a lifetime transformation. You have to rely on your habits consistently to improve. And that's the entire essay. So I hope you learned something new from this review essay. And everyone, be sure to write out the entire essay. And I really hope you learned something new. If you learned something new, or maybe if you have any questions you're wondering, you can actually comment on this online tutorial video. You can, if you have any questions, you can just comment it on the down below there. I'll be sure to answer them every week. I'll be sure to answer them consistently. So any questions, you can leave it down in the comments down below. So I hope you enjoyed the first online tutorial of the SPM book review, and I'll see you in the next video. So bye. Nothing is impossible, and always work hard. Teacher Allison will always be here to help you. So bye-bye.